with myself, Stratus, and or
And
Ethan.
myself, and Billy G and or Billy.
Yeah. Goaded, goaded, goaded.
um, we're very sorry that we already broke our promise of being here every Monday until the end of time.
That's facts.
It was mostly my fault. It was actually all my fault, not just
Well,
mostly.
I would say like 70%. Because I
Yeah.
probably could have done it, but Chris had to bail and
Well,
just a bunch of other stuff happened, so.
stuff happened. I had to pick up my brother-in-law from the airport, and he landed in LAX, which is about 2 hours from me, depending on traffic. So I just couldn't make it back in time, which sucked. But here we are, Wednesday. You know, making sure the middle of the week goes great for everyone.
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Keep
Yeah,
talking.
no problem, dude. And today, once Ethan gets back, we're gonna talk about um we are gonna talk about mostly Call of Duty champs this week. Um, and then we got a lot of stuff to talk about there. We're also going to talk about Call of Duty Vanguard because that got kind of teased and sort of announced. And we're going to talk about some other stuff and maybe some questions as we go along
Oh,
if some
yeah. Oh,
people
yeah.
have any questions. So, um, yeah, I think we should start by talking about champs. It is moving forward,
It is
and
a thing.
it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there
It's all going
with
to be there, as
fans.
a
It's
matter of
all gonna be there,
fact.
bro. With fans, everything's moving forward pretty much as planned. How do you feel about that, Ethan?
I mean, like I said last week, I just don't know if it's the greatest idea. I mean, especially after all these new cases that are coming out and everything that's been going on, especially, with Scump and Envoy coming down with it just like last week, or a few weeks ago. It's dangerous in my opinion, but I can't deny that some some fans just make the game better. I'm not gonna lie and say that they don't. I think it's more fun to watch that way.
Yep.
So
Um, what's up, Ryan? He said he can't stay, but he wanted to drop a follow and say what's up. So what's up, dude?
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, I agree. I think with everything going on right now, especially Champs is happening in LA, and LA is getting hit pretty hard with new cases and stuff.
yeah,
Um, so I don't know how I feel about the fact that the CDL is moving forward with it, but like you said, it's gonna make the whole feel of it way better. Um, and I think ultimately be a good thing as long as everyone stays safe. I think although it might not be the best idea for them to do it, I think they're doing it in a pretty responsible way
yeah. They're
because
putting a
they
lot of
are,
precautions in the middle and
yeah,
making sure everyone's at least tested negative, if not vaccinated. So I understand, and
yep,
definitely, especially watching it, last 2 weeks, 2 weekends ago,
yep.
is definitely like a change that I think is necessary. It's super fun to watch and with the fans and stuff. So it's
I
definitely appreciated.
Yeah, they're requiring proof of vaccination or proof of a negative test within 70 or I think it's 70 at least 72 hours in advance. And they're also requiring everyone to wear masks no matter what your vaccination status
Yep.
is. So I think that they are doing it kind of responsibly, but hopefully hopefully there's no big outbreaks like there was at the last event where
Mm-hmm.
Scump and Envoy, which is another thing we're going to talk about, Scump and Envoy tested positive for COVID after the last event, along with, I think, some people were saying like almost 8 other players that didn't really come out publicly and say it. Um, so hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Agreed.
Um, yeah, but luckily, Scump and Envoy, they're going to be there. They tested negative within the time that they needed to, and they're going to be there.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good one.
We were about to see who would they even
They were
general
just gonna
and
play
who?
General and their coach. What's his face?
Oh, really?
Sender.
Sender?
Yeah.
That would have been interesting. Imagine they come out. Imagine they come out
Uh,
and like fucking win champs with
oh,
that
that would have been
roster.
insane to watch. Insane. But
uh,
kind of branching off from Optic, as we're both Optic fanboys, let's
yeah,
kind of go away. But let's talk about Clayster, man. He's gonna be
yeah,
back.
dude.
He's gonna be back in action for champs. I mean, how could you expect him to miss? I didn't expect him to miss it, in my opinion. I just kind of knew he was gonna come back for champs.
Yep.
Um, I also have a follow up question. Do you think this could be Clayster's last year? Uh, I mean, with him wanting to take this time off right before champs and then just kind of randomly coming back before, do you think that unless next COD is just goaded, do you think he'll be back next year?
Um, that's a good question. I think it depends on how they do at champs. My biggest worry with Glacier coming back, I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's sorted out whatever issues he has or he had for the most part. Uh, but my biggest concern is like, how is the team gonna take to him? I mean, Asim had to like step up and be the leader for the last major. Was it two majors that Glacier was gone, or was it one
I
major?
think it was just
Can't
one
remember.
major.
Yeah, so Asim stepped up and they had moments where they were looking really good. So like, is Asim gonna willingly be like, hey man, you were our leader, you dipped out. I had to take this burden and now I'll just gladly give it back to you. Like, I don't know. I don't know if there's animosity in the team. Um, I think if NYSL does pretty well this year or at champs, I think that's kind of one of the biggest factors on if Clay will come back next year.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What about you? What do you
Gotcha.
think?
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of on the fence as well, but just I think for Clay, I agree though. I think it has to do with his performance. I feel like if they don't perform, then I feel like he's just gonna get out of there. Whether he just leaves NYSL or leaves COD in general. I mean, that's obviously up to him. It would be super cool to see him stay. I love watching Clay play, and
Yeah.
especially seeing him on a roster that can actually like support him and that he can mesh well with. That would be fun to watch.
What if he goes to Halo, man? You never know. If Halo
Yeah,
competitive comes back, what if he goes there?
I mean, I don't know, man. Halo Infinite was like I didn't play the alpha or whatever it was, the open multiplayer, but it looked hella fun.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just gonna be one of those games that everyone kind of gravitates to. I mean, like we said last week, COD's kind of dying out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I definitely want to save some time at the end of the podcast to kind of talk about some other games that are coming out. But yeah, so Clayster, I don't know if there's gonna be I don't know. I don't know what that team's gonna look like. And that kind of leads into the next thing that I wanted to talk about, which is, do you think that there's gonna be like a big difference in like the level of the teams from last major? I know there's a few teams that were in last major that aren't going to be at champs, but do you think there's going to be a big difference, or do you think some teams have like already checked out and are looking forward to next COD?
I'm just trying to think of the teams that are in that are kind of on the low end of the totem pole, like Thieves,
Yeah.
and like I guess you could put Subliners in that talk. Um, I don't know. Thieves have been really up and down all year. That's just kind of how they've been. They had one where they like basically could have won the whole thing if like one map went their way, and then they have like majors and like weekend tourneys that they don't even make it like halfway through the bracket. They just lose their first two games and they're gone. So I think for a team like Thieves, I feel like it's kind of hard to want it, but at the same time, it's champs. Like
Yeah.
for them, like this is the Super Bowl. Like this is it. They
Yeah, and I
gotta
mean
they gotta get it done here.
slashers on that team, man. I don't think
Yeah,
he's gonna let them
exactly.
not focus. So uh I hope this weekend goes crazy. Like, I hope there's some crazy shit. obviously I really want Optic to win, but I hope something wild happens no matter what. Or like some team makes a crazy run or something.
I'm excited to see how Optic does because I don't know
Yeah.
what Scump and Envoy have been doing while they
Yeah.
were on COVID. What if they just come back and they're just absolutely, completely, totally out of it?
Yeah.
So it's kind of
And who knows, like maybe they're I don't know if they're gonna have like lasting side effects if because I know like especially immediately after recovering, you get you have like exhaustion and stuff like you had COVID, didn't you?
yeah. I wouldn't say so. I would say it was just bad for like the 5 days that I was like feeling it legit. I mean, on the recovery process, like there were times where I was like kind of tired, but as far as kind of the worst of it, something that like I straight up did not want to ever have to deal with again. That was just like the first like 5 days that like I tested positive because I was feeling like ass that day, and I
Yeah.
went and got tested, and then I tested positive, and then I don't know, maybe it was just also like half mental, but once I knew I had it, I died, man. It was terrible. That's something like I've said it before to you, but that's something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It is
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Some of like the worst pain that I've ever been in, just like sitting down like hurt. Like I couldn't sit down and watch TV because it just hurt. So I had to like try to sleep all the time, just like down melatonin every 15 minutes. So
Damn.
it was pretty bad. But I mean, like I said, the recovery process wasn't that bad. They make you quarantine, and I kind of had like half of that time where I was basically normal and just vibing out. So
Yeah. Yeah, I hope they come back and they're feeling good. Maybe they feel even better, I don't know.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe that break was just really nice to have, because
Yeah.
it's not like they get that all the time. So
Yeah.
especially before champs, maybe it's nice to just take a little time off and just focus on them. And then when they get back, they're just cracked. Who knows?
Yeah. Uh yeah, I wonder where Scump's at in his career. Like he's increasingly been making jokes about like if the next COD is bad, I'm out of here, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
I don't
like
know.
I don't
I
know.
think he's got at least one more year in him, guaranteed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he's gonna play next year, even though he jokes about it. But if next year is as bad as this year, I don't see him coming back the next year. Like in 2 years. Like
Yeah.
if COD Vanguard is just absolute buns like this COD is, in my opinion, then I just don't see Scump coming back another year after that, unless he like just finds out and just figures that the next game after this one is just gonna be
Maybe
absolutely
if
crazy.
maybe if jetpacks come back
That's
after
what I was
Vanguard.
thinking, and that's what I said I would love to see is another jetpack game.
But I don't think they would because it's Infinity
Yeah,
Ward.
but they need to change it up, man. We've had like everyone was complaining about all the jetpack games. We had like 3 years of jetpack games.
Yeah.
Okay, like every COD since everyone was complaining was a boots on the ground game, and everyone complains about that. So it's like, just make up your mind, put out something different for like 1 year. We could go back and forth every year for all I care. I don't give a shit. But
Yeah,
I just want to see something different, man.
maybe one studio should just be dedicated to being the jetpack studio.
Yeah, exactly. And then you could have one that does boots on the ground, one that does like advanced movement boots on the ground, like
Yeah.
BO4. Like you could do stuff like that, with having different companies
Right.
that work on, like different years and stuff. It wouldn't be that hard. You have one sole focus that the game has to be based off of, and it wouldn't be that difficult.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, uh especially after like playing a few different games like in this time where I haven't been playing Call of Duty, like I'd be open to jetpack Call of Duty, you know. So we'll see. Maybe that'll happen soon. I think it would be cool. It's fun to watch for sure. So you don't think like who do you have any? Is there a change in your favorites or anything with champs? Um, with this whole Glacier stuff, with
I
Scump and
think
Envoy being there, stuff like that.
so. It's really up to Scump and Envoy. If they come back and play really well, like everyone knows they can, then I think Optic still has a chance. But if that time off that they had just kind of really punished their team, then I think Optic is just kind of out of it. I just don't
Yeah,
see them doing much, especially with teams like Atlanta FaZe and Dallas, and Ultra for that matter, and Rocker. I thought they played last week or 2 weeks ago. But with Clay coming back, dude, I mean, anything could happen with that team, man. I mean, we've seen series in like the beginning of the year where they were just absolutely frying everything on the map, you know? So it's
yeah,
like they're definitely capable of taking it all. They just kind of have to. They just kind of got to get that gorilla mentality and just kind of go in hot. I feel like if they kind of have like one series in the beginning of of COD champs where they don't play well, it's just kind of over for them. And
yeah,
same with Optic. I mean, every time they've lost an early series, they don't go much farther. They win maybe one, maybe two more series, and they're just kind of dusted after that. So
yeah. I Optic is in winners bracket, right?
yeah,
I'm glad
they
for
play.
that.
Doesn't Optic play subliners first actually?
Yeah, yeah, they do. They
Yeah,
do. They play subliners tomorrow. When does it start?
yeah.
Friday?
Tomorrow, Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
So
damn. That's actually gonna be a good match.
yeah,
So with the CDL, you know, champs coming up, there have been like nothing official has come out, but there have been more sponsors that are kind of disappearing from the CDL website and everything.
yeah.
Uh, like Astro, they're kind of like gone from the Astro MVP. They're gone from well, what else? Oh, we don't know if there's gonna be like Astro gaming listenings. Are the players gonna be wearing Astros? Like, what the hell's going on with that?
Who knows?
That's I don't know. I feel like one of the reasons that the CDL was so open to getting fans in champs is because they needed the money. Because if they're losing sponsors, then they need that money from somewhere.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh, so this can only if the CDL does lose sponsors because of everything going on at Activision Blizzard, then it could like either be really cool for the CDL or really bad. Because if they are like, hey, we need money, let's open more franchise spots so more teams can buy in, give us money, then that would be cool because then we get more teams in the league.
Yeah,
But if they just don't plan right and it all goes to shit, then that's a problem.
obviously.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
kind of just depends. What about you, Billy? What do you think? What do you think the teams are going to be looking like this champs? What do you think it's going to go down to? Anything change for you?
I I mean it's hard to bet against FaZe, even though they haven't been looking like themselves. It's also kind of hard to bet against uh Crim Six.
Yeah,
So I think I think it's going to be, and then you just freaking Rocker is such a wild card. So I think it's going to be like top two teams coming out. I think FaZe is definitely going to be at the top. I think the first couple matches that Dallas has will be a pretty clear indication. Uh, I personally think it's going to be FaZe, Dallas, Optic, kind of the top three.
I don't
With
know.
Rocker and Ultra all fighting for the Optic spot in the top three. Because I definitely think Optic is third in that scenario. So
I
I
don't
don't know,
know.
man.
I feel like if Dallas shows up, then I think it'll be. I feel like my top three has to be Atlanta FaZe, Ultra, and Dallas. I feel like that's kind
Okay.
of like my top three. But if Rocker play well and Optic play well, I don't
Yeah.
see I don't see Dallas there. And if hmm if I don't know if FaZe played how they did last major, then I don't know if we see them there. I think if FaZe fires on all cylinders like they normally do, like they
Yeah.
do, they did every other freaking tournament of the entire year, then I think FaZe is probably gonna win. I mean, FaZe is just a goated team. They've
Yeah.
been that all year, unbeatable. Even to teams like Toronto Ultra, who everyone thought was just the best team in the game for like 3 tournaments in a row, they still didn't win. So it's like, it's just, I feel like FaZe just kind of has that X factor all the time. So if they bring it, then I think it's kind of a FaZe dub. But
Yeah.
I think I feel like the other two options are Dallas if they play good. If they don't play good, then I'm gonna have to go with Optic and then Toronto Ultra.
Yeah.
But then again, yeah, like you said, we have freaking Minnesota Rocker who came out of absolutely nowhere and just did the craziest thing known to COD history now. So, I mean,
And
anything's
who knows?
possible.
Yeah, who knows if there's gonna be another team out there?
Yeah, maybe thieves turn up. Maybe
Maybe
subliners
they
do
do.
show up.
Yeah.
That's what's great about champs. I do wish that they had more teams because imagine Seattle Surge gets another chance
Yeah.
to do something. They can make some noise, man.
Hell yeah.
So it's just kind of bums me out that we don't have all the teams there. But beggars can't be choosers, I suppose.
Yeah. Very true. Um, is there anything else you want to talk about with champs?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm good.
I think we should talk about Vanguard.
Call of Duty Vanguard.
Uh, there hasn't been like a whole lot of info officially released. It's mostly just been a teaser, and the fact that it's called Vanguard and it's going back to World War II. Um,
Mm-hmm. And
I
it's
think
just
I
another
think
World War II game. It's not like
yeah,
a opposite weird timeline World War II.
yep,
It's like another World War II game.
yep.
So
Uh, I think that Treyarch is actually making zombies for Vanguard,
ah.
and so Treyarch has just been a really fucking busy studio. Uh, I also I think it's also going to be like fully on Modern Warfare's engine rather than how Cold War was.
Yeah.
So I don't know. How do you feel about it since you're probably
So
going to compete?
yeah, engine sounds great. I'm excited to be back on the Modern Warfare engine. Um, I just I just wish they would have not done another World War II game.
Yeah.
Like they had so many options to go with and things they could have done with it, and I just hope that because it is a World War II game, I just hope it's not stale like World War II was.
Yep.
Like the game World War II, not the war World War II. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I have mixed opinions. I'm excited to be back in the engine. Maybe that'll help the game out. Who knows? But I feel like they just kind of got to do something just a tiny bit different than just throwing in another PPSH or MP5 again for like the 8th year in a row.
Yeah.
So,
I I mean I probably will not be I definitely won't be competing in like tournaments and stuff. I'll probably play the game here and there. I think Call of Duty World War II for me was an all right game. Like I liked it. I definitely liked it better than Cold War and stuff. So I think it just had a few issues, but I think Sledgehammer is pretty capable of making some good games. Uh and I my hope is that since it is going back to World War II, that it can just be simple. Uh like a simple competitive Call of Duty game without some crazy weird mechanics that are just exploited in the game or just make the game not so great. Um, so that's my hope.
I
Like
would love
maybe
to
they go back.
see, you know, I lost my train of thought.
Maybe they go back to pick 10, dude, instead of gunsmith
Yeah.
and stuff. I don't know if they will because gunsmith really helps them sell stuff in the item shop.
Hmm. I mean,
But
but they could do both. I mean, that's how, wasn't that how Modern Warfare? No, Modern Warfare wasn't like that.
no.
But they could
Well,
do both with a pick 10 system and a gunsmith. I mean, you could kind of just, you could put 10 attachments on your gun if you wanted, but if,
but you
you
want to
know.
have perks.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah. I think the whole gunfighter wild card in Cold War was bad. If it was like, oh, you get extra perks, but you sacrifice. I mean, you get extra attachments, but you sacrifice your lethal equipment or your tactical or
hmm
some perks or
yeah,
whatever
and
it
that's
is. That would
how
have
it
been
was
fine.
like back in BO4, kind of.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
you could put on more attachments, but it was a pick 10 system, so you lost perks.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. You couldn't run freaking perk greed and gunfighter and all kinds of nonsense at the same time. You know, you had to pick. So,
Yeah.
uh,
So hopefully, like I said, hopefully the World War II setting allows for some simplicity because I think that was what was so great about the really good competitive
I
CODs.
remember what I was going to say.
What were you gonna say?
I hope that they give competitive just a little bit more love this year.
Yes,
Even just a smidge, man. I'll take anything I can get. Just a
I
tiny
think
bit more support.
I think so far they've said that they will.
Yeah, yeah, and I know that, but
They say that every
yeah, like
year.
this year was supposed to be like one of the biggest years for COD because they just franchised and it was going to be this big old deal. They've had time to perfect it and all this, and we didn't get anything this year. Absolutely nothing. I mean, league
uh,
play was broken in the beginning and it's still broken and all that. I would love to see something that me and Chris were talking about on the first podcast, which you guys won't ever see because it didn't upload, but uh,
yeah,
I loved Ban and Protect, man. Ban and Protect for comp changed the entire game and made it so you didn't have to like GA things. Like you have 8 bans or protects and you can choose what you want to play or take a specific thing out of someone's hand, and it was super fun. It changed the game every single map. I just think that's something that is just super cool to watch, and it adds a different element of skill to the game. Because anyone can go pick up the same gun every single day and put on the same attachments every single day and play well. Anyone can do that.
yeah.
But if you are in a serious match and someone takes away a freaking sight that you use all the time, you're going to be uncomfortable and you have to play better to compete. So I just think that would be super fun to see again. I doubt we ever will because I know there's a ton of people that didn't like it. But
I mean, the other thing is, I know a lot of what like GAs and what the players do in the league is kind of controlled by the veterans. So I wonder what'll happen when those veterans start to like retire and some of the youngins start to become the veterans. Like, will they be like, now it's time. We can finally go back to the things we liked. So that would be interesting to see. But um, yeah, I think World War II had ranked play, and it was such a good ranked play system.
yeah, we
Four
talked
weeks
about it
after,
last week.
yeah, but it was 4 weeks after launch.
Yeah, they did it right. They knew what they were
So
doing.
hopefully, Sledgehammer does the same thing again this time.
Or just put it in with launch. I mean, it's not that
Yeah,
difficult.
or make it with launch. Yeah, I mean, you guys have had a fuck ton of time to
Yeah,
make this
a
game now, like
lot of
4 years
time.
or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So, come on, man, give us the
Especially if
goods.
you're just gonna copy and paste again, you better just take it from World War II because that shit was like the best
Yeah,
ranked play of all time.
I would not mind a copy and paste of that ranked play. I don't know how they could have made it better, honestly.
Yeah, I mean it worked perfectly. It was like a perfect elo system. You know, you played against guys at your elo. That's exactly how it is in like Rocket League and
Yeah,
Smite and any other fucking competitive game that has a ranked playlist in their goddamn game.
yeah,
It's elo, and then you play against people that have very similar elo to you. That's
Yep.
exactly. It's so simple.
And maybe the only thing, maybe I don't really remember if this was an issue in World War II, but they got to focus on like making sure the available weaponry is the same as what the pros use.
Yeah, that was something.
Uh,
Another thing that was terrible this year with league play.
yeah,
Anytime, like, sure, we're not playing at the pro level, but when you want to like play competitive playlist, it's literally a competitive playlist supposed to be, based off of the Call of Duty League and what's going on. When you
yeah,
still have attachments and weapons that are in the game that literally were GA'd before they even came out in the Pro League,
yeah,
and you're still allowed to use those guns in league play, it just makes it not fun to play. Like,
yep.
sure, the game's not fun to play in general, but when you don't pay attention to anything competitive, it doesn't make it any more fun.
Yeah. And I was gonna say something. It was gonna be very profound, but I've forgotten.
Was it about
Uh,
guns in league play?
yeah, I think so. Um,
Nice.
I know Cold War right now, a new gun, like a new AR
Yeah.
came out and it's still not banned in League Play.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's similar to like the Man of War and BO3,
Uh,
and so it just like kills super fast. I think
oh
that's what it
shit.
is.
Oh, the other thing I was gonna say is I hope the new one has game battles integration. I hate that that's like a very infrequent, not infrequent, but it's
Well,
inconsistent.
I only really remember it in Modern Warfare, to be honest.
It was in Modern War. I think it first started in Infinite Warfare. Partway through the year, they put it in,
I don't remember.
and then it was in World War II, and then I just Treyarch never puts it in their games, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I remember Modern Warfare was super dope because you could literally, like, because I played on PlayStation Modern Warfare, and you could link your PlayStation Network account with your game battles, and then anytime you got a game battles match, it would just queue you in with these guys in the map and mode that you were supposed to play. And it was
yep,
so simple, so efficient on
and it
dedicated
would record it
servers.
and everything.
Exactly. It was super simple and super easy. A lot of fun to play.
Oh yeah, dedicated servers. Hopefully those are back, and hopefully they're actually good. And I just hope that pubs themselves are just fun. Just give me fun pubs,
Yeah,
man.
I don't know how I feel about skill-based matchmaking. Like, I do think it should be integrated at least a tiny bit. I mean, not
Yeah,
having skill-based matchmaking kind of makes.
I think it should just not be as strict as it is, where everyone is mm, like everyone's skill-based matchmaking is adjusted after every match they play. Uh, and then it's just like a ranked play. Their pubs are better than their ranked play. It's like I don't get it, but I think there should be like a protected bracket for people who aren't good at
Yeah,
games.
another thing that we talked about last week.
Yeah,
Add this small protected bracket that people that just want to play that are really just absolute bots walking around the map, so they don't get matched up with players like us when we go try to play pubs and we drop like
yeah.
80 kills because these kids are walking around hip firing everything from across the map because they don't know what the aim button is.
Yep.
So it would be super simple. Another thing that would be super simple, at least to us, but maybe it's just not. I don't know.
Guess not. Um, but another cool thing that they have talked about that's going to be coming to Vanguard, or coming with Vanguard, I guess, because Vanguard is going to be integrated with Warzone, just like Modern Warfare, and just like
Billy?
Cold War. But they're saying
Billy,
it's
you
going to be
just cut
integrated.
out so
Can you hear
bad.
me?
You gotta
I was
you
gonna, yeah, I
gotta
was gonna
go
say,
back a while.
what did you miss?
Uh, you started talking about stuff after I stopped talking, and you basically just
Nice.
froze.
Well, I was saying, I don't know if you guys heard this part, but I was saying Vanguard is going to be integrated into Warzone, just like Cold War and Modern Warfare was. Um, And one thing they announced that will be coming with Vanguard is an anti-cheat that will come to Warzone, which is, I'm sure, going to be a welcomed addition.
I
And
will be
also,
right back.
okay, and they're also going to bring the anti-cheat to the multiplayer, and that'll be really good for like challengers and all them, because I know this year in the challenger scene, cheating was a really big issue. So hopefully the anti-cheat that Vanguard brings is good. Hopefully it gets rid of a lot of people in Warzone, because I know Warzone, they didn't make it, or they can't. They were talking about how they couldn't put an anti-cheat in it because it was too complicated to go back through all the coding and put anti-cheat in the game. But apparently they figured out some way because it's coming. Uh, so that'll be good. Um, the other things I want to see with Vanguard, although, like I said, I will not be playing it competitively, are just better maps, dude. Because I was talking about maps, Ethan, and how I want better maps in Vanguard. I actually just brought it up, but
dude,
yeah, what do you want for maps?
Okay, listen. If I see another goddamn repeat map, bro, this year, that's all we got. Even in competitive, man, every single map that we played this year was basically a remake of a BO2 map. And it wasn't like a remake like when you got, what's like a remake of an old map? Like
Terminal.
No, but I mean like a map that was based off of another map, but that was completely different.
In World War II, there was a map.
Or okay, let's do Terminal, but like you remember like Infinite Warfare Terminal, how it was like completely different, but you still knew it was Terminal. Like I feel like that would maybe be all right, but this year we literally got replica maps for the same shit. It was literally the same exact map. It wasn't any different. Maybe it was a little bit different for, whatever, but it was identical maps. Like it was literally the same shit, and it was frustrating to play.
It's just like, can they not?
And the maps that they did make were ass. So then you wanted to play the BO2 maps because the maps that they had were terrible.
Why can't they just make good maps? I don't think it's hard.
They've done it before.
Maybe it is. Yeah.
They've done it before.
Honestly,
like, bro, sure, there's not a ton of ideas, bro. Make a blank template, throw some shit on it, put a few buildings here and there. Don't make a ton of doors that you can just slam through and close and all that bullshit. But like, it's so simple. If you think about a map like what's that map? Ramaza from Modern Warfare?
Modern Warfare 3?
No.
Or I mean the newest Modern Warfare.
Yeah, the sandy map. Like, not a lot of people like that map, but that was still a good map.
Yeah,
it played well. Like, it wasn't super close range, but it was a lot closer range than some of their other maps.
3 lanes.
Yeah, 3-lane map. Like, it had a bunch of different ways to rotate and to hit different lanes out, like different covers and different head glitches. Like, it was really fun. It was fun to play, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that wasn't a bad map. I mean, a lot of people didn't like a lot of the Modern Warfare maps, but I mean, in my opinion, I liked probably almost all of the Modern Warfare maps. I don't know. I just really did. I didn't mind any of those maps. I thought they were a lot of fun to play. So.
Yeah. I don't really. Piccadilly was awful.
Yeah, but it was just S&D. I didn't mind Piccadilly S&D. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah. I could snipe. I liked sniping
in
that game.
Yeah, I hit clips on that map, bro. I remember that.
And Arklov, dude.
Arklov Peak is probably one of the best S&D maps ever. That map
it was good.
Was so good.
The only thing I wish they changed on that map was like the graveyard out on the other side. Like,
it was just like
a little bit easier to like move across there, because then B just became so difficult to hit out. Was it B? I don't know.
Whatever the bomb was in that building
that was in that barn or whatever was really hard to hit out. But you had smokes, which you don't have in Cold
that weren't fucking broken. Like they were all year. Hey guys, we fixed smokes. Now you just can't see anything the whole time, but you can still one-way it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
They could make it so you could one-way nades.
Dude, the amount of times that I died to like someone I couldn't see because of the nade smoke,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
that's
that's
a
awful.
problem.
Oh, the other thing, Call of Duty World War II, the last one that Sledgehammer made, they had so much fucking screen shake in that
Hmm.
game with explosions and stuff.
Yeah.
That better be gone. That better
Something
be
that
out of
I
here.
don't want to see ever again is freaking Semtex grenades, bro. I
Really?
hate, I
I
hate
like sticky
Semtex
grenades.
grenades, bro.
I like them,
Listen,
dude.
I think,
Oh, because you get stuck
dude,
all the
dude,
time.
dude, I don't even want to talk about it, bro. It is, that is, and Scump will agree with me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a magnet to them shits, bro.
Yeah,
It is ridiculous, and like,
yeah,
just nerf the frag a little bit. That's it.
I
Just
think I think it's an SMG thing. You guys just,
maybe,
for some
dude.
reason, you have a magnet in your pocket.
Maybe, dude. It's just it's crazy though. I don't know if I've ever liked Semtexes. I think it's especially like if you stick someone, they just guaranteed die.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just doesn't really make much sense because I could throw a grenade literally at someone's feet and they could stand over it and not die. But if it sticks to them, oh, they're fucking dead. That doesn't really make much sense to me. But in that sense, not only does it not make sense logically because you could literally throw a nade right in front of someone like half a foot away, but if it's not stuck to them, they're gonna live. I just don't see a need in having semtexes. I
I
think. Okay, go for it.
I miss Call of Duty 4 frag grenades, dude.
Yeah,
That was fun as because you could.
and so the thing is with frag grenades, you actually have to like throw your nade well.
Yeah, and you gotta
Like,
time it
yeah,
right and
exactly.
all
Like
that.
you have so much you have to like think about when you're throwing a frag grenade. But
Yeah.
when you throw a Semtex, it doesn't explode in the air for some reason. As long as it's in the air, it has an infinite timer. And I think it was like Modern Warfare where it had a bigger blast radius.
A
So
little
like,
bit, yeah.
yeah, which also doesn't make much sense.
I think you could also throw them a little farther.
No, you can throw frags way farther.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
it's always been that way. Even this year, you could throw frags farther.
Um,
But that just doesn't make sense, man. Just frag grenades take so much more skill to use, and I think it would be so fun to see like a ton of nade spots. Like, I don't know if you remember last year, but like Envoy hit this crazy, crazy nade on, or maybe it was Pristini, bro. On Arklov Peak, someone was like defusing the bomb, and he threw
oh
a frag
yes,
grenade, and it
dude.
landed like right on him and killed him, and that
Yep,
was the coolest shit ever. It's
yep,
like you can't do that with a Semtex grenade. Like
yep.
you can, but unless you stick them, they're not gonna die. So
That's why I'm saying like I miss Call of Duty 4 frag grenades because I remember in that game, dude, you could do some crazy stuff with frags because you
yeah,
could throw them really far. You could throw them like straight up in the air, and if you timed it right, you could hit someone running across. Like there was some crazy stuff with
yeah.
that.
There's nade spots. Like it's a
Yeah.
straight up thing. It's a meta in the map that you fucking chuck a nade. Like
Yep.
it's always been like that. I think there was even like nade spots in like Modern Warfare or Infinite Warfare,
There were
and
nade
there were
spots
in
in
Modern
Modern
Warfare.
Warfare on
Yeah,
Gunrunner S&D
yeah,
and like
and
or Gunrunner in
Piccadilly.
general.
Like you
Yeah,
had
yeah,
Piccadilly, and there's stuff that you can do with the nades, but it just wasn't a thing like this year.
yep.
Like Flak was so OP that unless you stuck someone, you just weren't killing them. And that's just how it was.
And the maps weren't good enough to allow for like nade spots. I feel like.
I don't know. I
Uh,
don't know what it was this year. It's like whoever was actually working on the game throughout the year just straight up didn't do shit until the week before the update was supposed to come out. And they were like, just throw another Black Ops 2 map in there and we'll call it a day. Like they didn't update any of the maps or change anything. They just added more Black Ops 2 maps all year, and that
yeah.
was it.
They
So
never nerfed the XM4, man.
yeah, they
They
did.
never no,
They
they
nerfed
never
it a
nerfed that
little
gun.
bit.
Okay,
They
dude.
definitely did. I
It was
remember
not
it.
significant enough.
I mean, yeah, I agree, but they still nerfed it.
I don't even remember what the nerf was.
I think it was just like a
Recoil?
damage range / recoil nerf.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
Uh,
Who knows? Let's see. I had
but
something else. I wanted
oh
to
yeah,
talk
go
about
ahead,
because we've
dude.
been ranting about this.
I know my next thing is kind of what I want to talk about at the very end. So whatever you want to talk about now.
Oh, um,
Also, Steve-O's here. Hi, Steve-O.
yeah. What's up, Steve? Welcome everybody to the podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Put some questions in here, and
Yeah.
we could talk about them. We got about 25 minutes or so left. So
Yep.
go ahead, let us know in the chat, and we'll talk about it on stream. Um, I was gonna ask you, kind of going back to COD champs. What if, all these players that came back, like Clayster, Scump, and Envoy, what if they didn't come back? How do you think
Oh,
everything would look?
shit.
Like, would
Uh,
obviously I doubt your picks would be the same, but how
no.
do you think subliners would do? How do you think Optic would do? Do you think that they would have upset potential?
Well, okay. The schedule would have still been the same. So Optic would have still played NYS.
Yeah,
So General and Sender versus NYSL last major. I think NYSL would have taken that.
yeah, probably.
I
They were.
think Optic, although I'd be optimistic and I'd be like, I really hope they
Let's
fucking
go
win
Optic.
champs with this roster. I don't think they would have gone far. And I think that would further just solidify Toronto phase Dallas.
Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
Rocker. Maybe. Hey,
maybe.
it
Oh
could
yeah. I
happen.
keep forgetting about them, dude.
It's a
I
thing,
keep forgetting
dude.
about them.
I
Can't
would.
believe
I'm not
that.
gonna lie. If Optic doesn't win, I really, really want Rocker to win. That's like my second pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Me too.
I'm an Optic fan to the end. I've been an Optic fan for since Call of Duty Ghosts. If Optic doesn't do something, dude, it would be so dope to
I
see Rocker win champs.
absolutely. I agree with that. Steve-O, your question. Do we want to talk about this? Because I feel like we have many times already. But we
Um,
can
we
to
can kind
answer
of
it.
reiterate it quickly
All right,
because
you
I
go
think we
for
kind
it.
of have the same points. But
Yep.
so we want to see better maps, better
Yes.
competitive maps. That's one. Better competitive support from the
Yep.
devs. That's two. Better weapons, man. At least for me, give us more. Give us another 3-gun meta, man. I would love
Mm-hmm.
to see another 3-gun meta. That'd be
Me
epic.
too. Me too.
Don't. What was the other one?
Don't
I've said three. You take the last two.
competitive wise, um, I would say make sure like don't give us like a pick 10 or something. Make it simple. Make the game simple. Make it so that skill is what creates the
Dude, I
gap.
mean, if you think of some of the best competitive CODs of all time, CODs like even though Ghost was a kind of shitty like COD in general, competitive COD was so fun to watch that year.
Oh yeah.
Um, if you think of like Black Ops 3 is a pick 10 system with ban and protect, which I would love to see, but I don't think that's kind of a hot take. I think I just love pick 10 or ban and protect system. Um, but like Infinite Warfare was a pick 10 system, super fun to watch. It was probably my favorite COD. I might be a little biased because Optic won that year, but still, I mean, wasn't BO4 a pick 10 system?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might have been
or
like pick 12 or something.
yeah,
Pick something
yeah.
it
Pick. I
was.
think it was like a pick 12 actually. Now that you say that, that sounds
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But still, like you have a limit on the shit that you can have and do, and it just makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
Steve-O snipers, yes. We need snipers back
dude,
in comp.
imagine snipers back for champs this year, dude. Dude,
Imagine
that
what
would be so.
Dashy and
Clayster and
Clay and I think
Simp.
Simp's a really good
Yeah,
sniper,
Simp is
right?
a
Yeah, yeah,
sniper. Yeah,
Simp. Oh yeah, I remember Black Ops 4 and shit.
Modern
And
Warfare.
last year, yeah. Um,
If
yeah,
they would have
definitely
ever
snipers.
fixed smokes this year, like actually, if they would have put more than 2 minutes of their time into it, it could have been snipers back this year, but they
Yep,
didn't.
they
So
did not. I also this isn't really like a dev thing at all for Vanguard. I hope like the players create some sort of union for competitive Call of Duty so that GAs are much more official and like
and
I hope they're
organized.
yeah, I hope that the players are more organized. Those are my hopes. My
That's
our
all
five
five.
things.
That's all five.
Yeah. Ethan, do you want to talk about anything else before I start talking about other games
Go for
besides
it.
Call of Duty?
Go for it.
Ethan, you need to download Splitgate.
Isn't it just like the beta right now?
It is. And it was, I guess, supposed to be. I didn't realize that it was gonna be like a. I thought it was gonna be like these other game betas where it's just beta until they you can play it until they finish, basically.
Mm-hmm.
This is it was supposed to be like a timed beta, but they just recently came out and said that they were gonna extend it. So I don't know how long they're gonna extend it for, but it's so fun, dude. It's like Halo and Portal put together. It's like the most casual fun I've had in a video game in a very long
I
time.
mean,
Right.
I never played Portal, and I'm not that good at Halo, so.
I never played Halo and I never played Portal, and I fucking rape people in this game. It's so fun because you can just, it's like such a fun, it's exactly what I wanted. Just like fun game, kind of competitive, but mostly you can just chill out and have a good time with the boys and just fuck around because you can do some crazy stuff with the portals. Um, yeah, portal campers, Stevo. There's definitely a lot of portal campers, but still, it doesn't have like a strict skill-based matchmaking. So like some games you'll get people who are either really good at camping or just really good in general, and other games you'll be better than everyone else. So it's just
Mhm.
fun. It's so fun. So I think you should get it. And I think that just kind of brings it around to other games like Halo coming out, Battlefield. I can't wait. I can't wait to play other games where I can just have a good time and not worry.
Battlefield 7000, it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Battlefield. Well, I think they have less games than Call of
No, they
Duty.
do, they do. It just,
uh
for some reason, Battlefield seems like, maybe it was just that year where they came out with like Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1984 or whatever in like the same year, or
yeah.
like under a year apart, like
Yeah,
barely.
yeah, yeah. No, I
And it
think it was
just seems
Battlefield
like,
5 and Battlefield 1.
oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
Dude, those games came out so close together, and I was like, "Damn, bro, how many Battlefield
Yeah.
games are they gonna make?" Like they were
And then they
just,
just took a break.
yeah, they just didn't.
Oh yeah, Forza Horizon 5, bro. It's gonna be in
Dude,
Mexico.
we got Forza, and we never played that game, bro.
I still play it here and there.
Wow, wow, that was
I'm
supposed to be a game we played together, and you just never even told me, man.
I'm excited for 5 because they fixed a lot of things that I didn't really like about 4. Most notably, like engine sounds were way too like computerized in
Gotcha,
4.
bro. I gotta
And
send you these pictures, man. I've been taking pictures of cars I've been seeing. Sorry, it's just like a,
hell yeah.
but like,
Uh
yeah.
yeah, I like cars too much. Um we so Monterey Car Week, total tangent. Monterey Car Week is happening in Northern California right now. And a lot of people rally up there together with their nice cars from like Southern California, some places around here, and like some of the cars I've been seeing on the roads the past like week or so. Oh my God, I'm so happy about it.
All right, bro, you gotta check out those cars I just sent you. They're pretty
Let's check
epic.
these out,
There's only
dude.
two.
Let's see what we got. We got a video at a Staples. Oh a Pagani?
Yeah, I was just like, I was in the Taco Bell line.
No
It was
shot.
literally today. I was like getting Taco Bell, and I looked to my right after like I took my drink from this lady, and I just see this Pagani at the stoplight, and I was like, yo, I gotta take a video of this.
Look at that bro with its butterfly doors.
Yeah, I saw that, and I thought you would like it, so I took a picture of
I
that one.
I don't particularly like it. It's not my taste, but it's cool to see.
Okay, dude. I just knew you liked Corvettes. Okay, so
Yeah, I love Corvettes.
I sent you a
Love
picture of it.
Corvettes.
Okay, I was thinking of you.
Dude, a Pagani in New
Yeah.
Mexico? Like
Yeah,
what?
just in the middle of the day, man. I've seen all kinds of crazy cars too.
I
I need to
think
take a video of like a Friday or a Saturday that I work, because they always do like, I work on like this really long straight road is where my like Domino's is,
uh,
and they do like hella races and stuff, and I see
oh
like
shit.
crazy cars out there. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
never
yeah.
think about it because I'm just working.
I live in Southern California where a lot of that's where a lot of people who buy Paganis, not that there's a lot of Paganis out there,
Yeah.
but like I've only seen like one or two, and those were at car meets. Like I've never seen one just driving around. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was just the right place at the right time, I guess. You know what's
That's
crazy is I
wild.
wasn't even like that hungry. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go get some food because I'm bored. And I went and I was like, maybe I should get like McDonald's or like Wendy's. I was like, no, I haven't had Taco Bell in a while. Let's go to Taco Bell. And I
There you
just
go.
pull up and there it was. It was great.
That's crazy.
The lady at the window was like, man, I knew that car was foreign. I just didn't know what it was. I was like, okay.
Yeah, dude, it's like a $3 million
Yeah,
car.
yeah, it's fine. And
No
then yeah,
big
I told
deal.
Billy like a few weeks ago I had like this McLaren pull up to me and pull up next to me and like try to race me at a light because I drive like Mitsubishi Lancer. It's just like a stock car, but it just looks fast on the outside.
Yeah.
And he just pulled up and started revving his engine and like looking at me, and I was like, "Yo, I'm turning.
I don't want it,
Not only
bro.
would I not want to race you in general, but also I'm turning left here, and you're going straight. It's not really gonna work."
Yeah.
So it was pretty dope, but
Um, yeah, that's kind of all I want to talk about with the games. Is just I'm excited for them, and you need to download Splitgate. It's
oh,
free, man.
also I don't know if any of you guys are like Harry Potter nerds like me, okay? But next year or maybe late this year, I don't know. There's been like a ton of teasers coming out, but there's this Harry Potter game that's coming out, and it's gonna be like open world
Oh,
and like
really?
super super cool. And I mean, watch the trailer if you haven't. It's called Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy, and it looks super fun. And
Who's making it? Like
fuck,
EA or
I don't
something?
remember. No, it's some weird like magic game type of. I'll look it
That's
up.
dope, dude. Like I, even though I haven't even like seen all the Harry Potter movies,
Oh, it's
I'd be
by
down for that.
Avalanche Software.
I've never even. I'm sure I've
Really?
heard of them, but I don't.
Yeah,
I don't remember them.
but yeah, I mean it looks super fun. If you get a chance, watch the trailer. It looks hella dope. Um,
So unless I can shred, you can't even do that in Call of Duty. Why are you on that game then? I'm kidding. It's a joke.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
anyway, yeah. Ethan, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, not really. I'm just kind of gonna shout out a few things before we close it out. If you don't have anything else to talk about.
Go for it, dude.
All right. Well, is there anything you want to shout out before we go?
Splitgate.
Okay. Um, so if you know somebody that might want to hear some stuff like we talked about today, you can always find us on YouTube at the Double Chow Podcast. We upload there pretty shortly after we stream. Also, drop a follow if you haven't, man. Get us some more viewership, and our link to the Discord is gonna be on our YouTube videos, and I'm working on getting it into our bio on Twitch as well. Get in the Discord. We're trying to build up a community there, and kind of get the ball rolling with that. We can get more questions, get more fan votes in here, and we can talk about kind of things that you want us to talk about instead of stuff that we come up with every week. So it'd
Yep.
be a lot of fun.
Yep. 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 We're gonna be back here on Monday this time.
Yes,
Um,
unless I work, which I might. It's a possibility.
we'll be back here next week.
If not
Uh,
Monday, then probably Tuesday.
yep. And we
Yeah.
will talk about champs, which will have happened. So
Yes.
that's super exciting.
We'll talk about that
Um,
and whatever you guys want to see us talk about as well,
yep.
because I doubt we'll have that much to talk about unless some crazy things happen like last week, or 2 weeks ago, last
Yep.
major.
But yeah, other than that, thank you guys, like Ethan said, for coming in and talking to us, checking us out. See you guys next week.
All right, guys, this has been the Double Chow Podcast. Thank you guys for all stopping by, and like Billy said, we'll see you next week.